Hey guys, happy weekend, happy new month, and welcome back to Jinsei Matters with Roy. It's a new month, and I wish every one of us a blessed month ahead. And today is another opportunity to learn, relearn, and on different aspect of life, especially this marriage life of a thing. And so, guys, today we will be considering in-laws. The episode today is basically on in-laws, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Wondering what an ugly in-law looks like? Okay, you know what? As long as you can see me well, you can hear me audibly well, then get a convenient place for you to sit and let's enjoy the conversation together. And as you can see today, I am not the only one in the room today. We have a special guest of honor joining us live all the way from the United Kingdom. Guys, join me in welcoming Mr. Odetola Olawale. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawale, for the privilege to have you with us on the platform today. Please kindly introduce yourself, although I already mentioned your name. Please kindly introduce yourself, and especially for the sake of our viewers that will be seeing you for the first time today. And also share with us any other thing you want us to know about you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Rhoda. Uh, Good afternoon, um, fellow our esteemed listeners all over the world, because I know this is an international event. I am Olawale from the city of Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. I'm a business development manager. I reside in the United Kingdom with my family. I'm a Christian to the glory of God. Not a pastor though. Uh, I'm a family man. I love God. I fear God. Uh, I am. Let me just put it, nothing much to say that about me for now. So thank you very much for having me on your program. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thank you so much for the brief introduction, Mr. Olawale. As you've heard from him, he's a family man. He has two amazing kids and is residing with his family over there in the United Kingdom. So, straight to the discussion, guys. Today is all about the in-laws, like I said. So, what are those things we'll be looking at today? We'll be looking at how do we set boundaries with our in-laws. Some people are so scared that they can't even approach their in-laws for a discussion. And here are some other families that they are really dying in silence because of the experiences they are having with their in-laws. And for some other people, they want to set boundaries with their in-laws, but they don't even know how to go about it. So today, in the discussion today, we'll be looking at how and when do we like create rules, in-law relationship rules with our in-laws. How do we even present it? How do we let them know how we feel? How do we like carry them along our plans? Or possibly the in-laws, your in-laws are interfering too much in your relationship and this is not convenient with you. This and many more are the things we'll be looking at today live on Jinsei Matters with Roy. And if you are having a question or two, or you want to join us live, thank you so much once again, Mr. Olawale, for the privilege to have you with us on the platform. We would like to
If-
hear your side of the story. Like, I know you have been married for some years now. How have you been able to like set boundaries with your in-laws? Let me start with that.
Yeah, thank you very much. To start on the lighter note, the in the Christian faith, we said uh, it has been God's grace for everything that we have achieved in life. So let me say I've been having a healthy relationship with my in-law to the glory by the grace or to the glory of God. So let's now get back to the business as outside the scope, the church scope and spiritual scope. Yeah, I've been married for 6 years. So and before then, I think I've known them for over a decade now. So, and it's such in a um, how do I put it? Just in a very funny way because when I got to know, just like every settings in Africa, most especially Nigeria, you got to know your partner siblings. From there, you graduate to meeting the mom, then finally to the father. So I could say that all over, I've known them for the past 10 years. But I'm going to make this discussion a general one. So I might just be putting one or little personal experience there because uh, every I've gotten to understand that every topic discussion live uh, is always case and person specific. So what works for A might not actually work for B. So if you want to personalize it, there are some areas that we might not touch, and regardless of whatever perspective you are bringing in for, it always become a thing of discussion. At times, it could even be argumentative that this will say, "Oh, this that didn't work for me, this that worked for me." So I will try as much as possible to generalize it so that we can make it a more robust discussion. So, I think firstly to start with, it depends on our mindset, the kind of mindset we've got towards uh, people. Because if the mindset is to treat your in-laws as only in-laws, that means the expectation will be so high you place on them, and there is no way you will put expect much so much expectation on people that they will not have one or two things to offend you about. So what makes people get disagreement most of the time is the high level of expectation we put on them. So, and at times our too much expectations make some people uh immortal to us in terms of their behavior. You want that perfection from them, forgetting that God is the only immortal and is the only perfect God. And as much as even God is so perfect, we have seen situations that due to woman uh limited understanding, some people have genuinely questioned God, just like the case of Jonah in the Bible, when God said he should go and speak to the people, preach to the people of Nineveh, and after all the struggles they encountered, the punishment for not obeying to God, and after doing that, grudgingly, God still forgave those people. He got angry that when you knew you wanted to forgive those people, why do you abstain? So, why I share this example is to show that our expectations at times, what we do, um our what's it called, the expectation we place on people at times make us to feel slightly offended over little things we should just take our eyes off for. So I used to tell people, you need to make your expectation reasonable. For instance, if you are seeing your in-laws as your family members, so you have gotten over getting offended by a lot of things. What I mean is, uh, your family members that you grew up with, you must have offended yourself consciously or unconsciously over the period of growth of your growth to a reasonable extent that something does not actually matters to you again. But if you are not trying to put your in-laws in that kind of category, and you just say, "Oh, this is my in-law, my mother-in-law. Uh, uh, she must be this, she must be that. If I see her, she must be able to greet me on time. If I go and visit them, they must give me." wine, they must do this and that. So those are the kind of issues that actually bring disputes and the like. Then also in terms of boundary, that must you don't discuss everything at all the time. Yeah, part of what how to create boundary, limit the interference, relative and relative in the sense that this is subjective. Your everybody has different what they can categorize as third party. To some people, their friends are their third parties. To some people, their religious leaders might happen to be the third party. To some people, the third party might be the in-laws himself. So I'll put it this way: if you and your partner you've got issue, let's say your wife tells you you are stupid, and it pains you because of the high explanation I talked earlier. Because ordinarily, if the explanation is not there, if your wife abuses you, it won't matter to you. Same as the husband, because you could just be driving inside Lagos traffic, and the bus conductor unprovoked will abuse you, and it doesn't actually move an inch. You don't seem to remind in the next five remember that in the next 5 minutes. So you get offended by your partner, and you felt, oh, I need to report to in-laws, maybe from your side or from your side. The implication of reporting people or your partner to third party is that when you get over those stuffs, those offenses, out of love, or you talk it out, the third parties will still be holding on to it. They got it because they are not the one that actually got offended. They are not the one that actually knows it has been the sins have been forgiven. So there always be a reference. So I do tell people that limit how to create boundaries, limit what to say and what to discuss with your in-law. Like for instance, I see my in-laws parents as my parents because of the kind of relationship I put to them, but I don't go beyond the necessary discussion, checking up on them, um, attending to their needs. No drama discussion like, oh, this has happened. These are your daughter did this to me, and in the same way, I extended it to my family. I don't report my wife to my family because if you're talking about creating boundaries with the family, it's from the both side. You as a husband might be creating boundary with your in-laws, and through your actions and inactions, deliberately or not deliberately, you are breaking the boundary between your own family, which happens to be your partner's in-laws, because of everything you tell them before anything happens in your family. Your people are already aware. So I'm just generalizing. This goes both way. This goes both way. It could be the wife that is always reporting the husband to her family. So regardless of the kind of barrier the husband want to create, the wife is already disembarking it, is going to make it a what's it called, an open one. So we should make our uh, relationship and discussion communication healthy. It should not be for what and this thing. And this might not be okay with some people, because we, like I said, we've got different nature. I would say part of what should help a man in relating with their in-laws is to be scarce at times. There are some things that God help us. He should let money. soft for you. Yes, and actually, I learned this when I was still in university in Zaria City, that was Kaduna State, Nigeria. So there are these intending couples, fiancés that were dating them. So I'm sure many people that knows me will not can't remember the story. So um, so the guy, this is in-law to be, yeah, one of them wanted to get married. So, and out of a genuine concern, as a good uh, upcoming in-law that he thought he was at the time, so he decided to play a big role in the preparation. So, when they needed to go and rent chair, he was the one that coordinated the carrying of chairs, arrangement of the venue. He was so much in place that probably I think it was out of love or just who he was. So people, it become a talk of it on that. Was this guy was it just their in-law or their what is it called? Their slave. And to cut the long story short, the lady broke up with the boy, the guy, after the whole wedding that he what's it called? He made that a subject of ridicule that people are saying the husband to be so poor that he doesn't have class and the likes. So then I interpreted the scenario then was that uh, as a um, intending or real son-in-law to any family, there are some things that your money should be the one to do for you, and that kind of scenario would have been better if your money works for you. Even though you want to help them to arrange something, spend the money. Don't spend your energy. Don't use your energy. So at times that is really helpful. You understand? They want to do ceremony. Don't go there early so that you not be the one to arrange the chairs. Send your money ahead. Get there when they started the program. So uh the question of what about your husband? He's busy at the question of what about your husband, that your in-law will answer for them that he's busy at work, he will soon join us, is different from uh your husband is very nice and very supportive. We see
He's
him
the one packing
sweating.
chairs.
Yeah. So the answer to the question is okay. I'm not That's what I said. I'm not saying people should not do it. The experience we share about our opinions on issues are always drawn out of our own personal experience, what we have learned from other people' experience and the like. So then another way is, like, as partners, we should be mature enough to shield our uh, partners from our family. So I want to add this to the one I started with, is that regardless of whether it's a tradition or whatever we call it, there are some traditions that we should not actually be following if we want the best for our partners and our in-laws in terms of boundary. For instance, is this traditional, is it omugo they call it, when you give birth, then your one of the grandma. Since I was in secondary school, I was always been an advocate of, whenever a wife gives birth, it should be the mother-in-law of the wife. I mean the wife's mother that should get the omugo done. And the reason is not far-fetched. The reason has always been that when you make the mother of your wife against the tradition of the mother of the husband comes for omugo, It's help to avoid any kind of tension, either in ideology, way of life, uh, language, and also um, assumptions. And most of the times that assumptions is always the major reason why the boundary are not being respected. Because if you are talking about boundaries and you've got issue with because of the uh, husband mother came around from God, and there are a lot of disagreement from the wife. So there is the boundary is broken already, because once you get to a point that they're having disagreement, it will always be there for forever. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So since then I've always been avoiding the fact that when you have your child, either the first, second, the person that should come from God should be the uh why when I had my first when we had our first baby, it was my mother-in-law has to come. And whenever I come back from work, the only thing I have to take is to eat and ask them how they are coping. And I already knew the answer, because there is no mother that will come and genuinely or seriously report her daughter to you, because whatever the experience they're having together will happen to be the outcome of the parenting and the upbringing they've given to each other. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if the likes, she can sleep for the whole day. The mother will not pick any offense in it. So if the wife is sleeping, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes.
O-
Jinsei
okay,
Matter.
yeah.
Back to Jinsei Matters on Jinsei Matters. It's Jinsei Matters. Yeah, it's still Jinsei Matters with Roy. Okay, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah. So whenever I come back from work, is my own is just to eat and check about general. But there is nothing like, oh, my son, when you are done eating your meal, I would like to have some words with you, which will be which will get interpreted by which might get interpreted by another thing on the guise of assumption. If the mother choose to ask the if the grandma used the I don't want to use mother, that's why we not convince ourselves. If the wise mother choose to be a laid back person and the daughter complains to her, she will not bring the matter to the husband that, oh, see what your wife said to me. They are going throughout their stay. I never had any reason to intervene in any discussion, intervene in any that, oh, mommy, hope she has not offended you, or the wife sees the husband talking to his mother, and he will now be making assumption, what could she have said. If there is enough meat, the mother will eat it from a place of love. If the mothers opens the pot and serve herself, the daughter will not see it as a big deal. In fact, the daughter might even be the one to say, go and serve yourself, mommy, I'm very busy, and she will take it from a place. But if that will be the mother in the husband father, there'll be a lot of uh there would be a lot of discussion. Go and serve your food yourself might become a disrespectful statement. Um, Mom, can you help me to bathe the child? Might be like, oh, why are you children of nowadays so lazy? During my time, I did not have um, any mother-in-law to help me or this me. So that is that on the other side. Then the second one is you need to limit your as a husband. This has to be with the husband. We uh, unconsciously at times make our wife vulnerable to our family, and thereby putting them in a situation whereby they don't have what's it called? They don't have the luxury of opportunity to create that boundary between them and their in-laws, which happen to be our family. And that starts from having family meetings. when they will say the wife should come and be carrying water, should come and be cooking and this thing. I believe all those things can always be taken care of by uh can always be contracted out by professionals to professionals. So if it is about cooking, if my families have any ceremony, they know my wife is not a cook. I did not marry a lassie. So if they didn't see her to come and cook, they will knew it's from me. And I always very vocal about it. My wife is from Bikiti. By tradition, they used to give them mortar and pestle for doing marriage so that they can always pan yam
Banyam.
for their, yeah. It was before the marriage I told her, you are not carrying any mortar to my house. You are not pounding yam for anyone. Even me, you are not pounding yam for me. Anybody that want to eat pounded yam should eat it in their house. So, you know, being the fact that she's from Ekiti, that was no. I'm sure that might be some people, that member of my family or friend that want to like, oh, we want to eat pounded yam, and whether it is not convenient for her or not. So far, I've not make a stand. She will always get it done, even if she's not. But I already make it that nobody's eating pounded yam. Oh. The best you can eat in my at my place is pounded yam. So, but I if I if I visit your family and you choose to say your wife can make pounded yam for me, so good I will eat it with joy and happiness.
Yeah,
So
I really understand.
yeah, because most of these boundaries are broken when they are too over familiarity. That is when you say, "Oh, we have
Exactly.
a ceremony the other day. You came in late. You walk in majestically, and did this thing." So the if the husband has taken care of those parts, like, "Oh, we have this ceremony. Oh, my wife is not coming earlier than when I'm coming. You see us together. She's not a cook, so what is planned for the Alases and the like." So I think in the real sense of it, most of the boundaries are meant to be protected by the partners in marriage.
Mm. Thank you so much, Mr. Olawale, for these wonderful contributions. Now, I want to also ask this question like some in laws, for example, the husband's mother, oh, is my son. Ah, since he got married, I could not speak with my son as often as I've always done before. Now that he's married, there is a feeling of maybe the wife is trying to compete for attention between the husband and the husband's mom. In situations like this, how do you try to maintain to strike a balance? Like, as you being the husband in the home, you having your mother-in-law, how often do you call your mother-in-law? And also, how do you try to strike that balance such that this issue of competition, the feeling of competition, is being dealt with, such that your mom or the mom of your wife doesn't feel, oh, I no longer have the opportunity to speak with my husband, with my son, with my daughter, as I've always done before.
Okay, thank you very much for this. Like I said, I will not sugarcoat anything. I'm going to make it categorically. I think the problem at times is we trying to fall into the class or category of what we don't belong to when people stop being themselves. For instance, as a person that I am, everybody has their different background. There are some family they have WhatsApp group. Some families they have CUG that they talk every day. So my own, we we from a very humble family. So maybe because we are all very busy trying to make a better future for ourselves, we don't always communicate as much as often. We are not from the uh talking every day talking this thing. family. So at times there are some there might there are some of my exams that we might not talk for 1 month, 2 months, and that doesn't mean we are fighting. So anytime we talk, we catch up with old gist. Do you understand now? And there are some family members that they talk every day. There are siblings that are just siblings that they talk every day. We don't have any a I think we start having a WhatsApp group, and it's just about the siblings when we lost our mom 2 years ago. So it's just the WhatsApp group is just for birthday celebration within ourselves. Nothing we don't our because it's the way we not that we don't love ourselves, but we don't have that what's it called bond when we are all growing up. Like I said, we are all busy in our own way trying to get out
Make
of
ends meet.
poverty. That might to some people, yeah, to some people, if they don't speak every day, they won't feel very comfortable.
It's
I
an
can do
offense.
a week a month. Yes, I can do a week a month without talking to even my own family. So if you are not from the family of those that talk every day, and you expect me that is not calling my family members, my siblings every day, to be calling you every day, you will have issue. So what I used to say is that partners should always uh, cover up. You know who you are married. You know this thing is not done out of love. This thing is not being is doing that thing rather is not as if your partner does not love your people. So you that you are used to calling your family members in the day, don't stop calling them. So and whenever they ask about your partner, say your partner is busy. Oh, you wanted to he or she or he wanted to even call you yesterday. We thought you might be sleeping. He comes home late and you could not this. Oh, he has been busy, she has been busy, this and that. So don't because of marriage, your what's it called? Your husband that I know doesn't talk to his family every day. You want him to start talking with your family. So because of that, when your mother or your this thing asks from your husband, why is your husband? You open the defense line. In football, if the defense line is open, there is every 9 to 10, there is every 90% of a good striker scoring the goal. So if they ask of me of my wife that, oh, how is your wife? And I said, she's fine. And I said, oh, she doesn't even call. And I said, leave her. Whenever she has time, she will call you. So if I was not there immediately to defend her, that oh she has not been calling you, but she used to talk about us of you, maybe because of her busy schedule and the likes. She's really undergoing a lot of stress and the likes, and we talk it off immediately. If we allow any accusation to go undefended, your people trying to get at your partner, and you just laugh it off, like indirectly giving them a approval rating that oh this and that. So that kind of issues used to make the other people vulnerable and the defense line broken. So basically, everybody should live their life to the best of their knowledge. If you can adjust to calling them once in a while, do it for any reason. Even if I'm married from Otedola family or Dangote family, I will never be calling them every day because it is not, it is not out of arrogance. It is not from a place of pride. It is just the way I am, brother. We might call and we speak and we talk for like 1 hour, 30 minutes. Another one might be another 3 weeks or 4 weeks. That doesn't mean we don't wish ourselves well. So at times we expect
And
too
as long
much.
as you are doing your, as long as you are performing your responsibilities.
That that is the things. Like I said, jokingly said the other time, like let them be the one to defend you that oh where is so husband? Oh he's busy at work that he will still be coming. That means something you have already made your present know before you uh this thing. It's just about making your present know big. that statement that you should see your in-laws as your family. Do you understand now?
Mm.
So it is when you see them as in-laws, you feel disrespected. This if your mom did anything to you, you won't say your mom disrespect you. The same thing with the same thing with your what's it called? Your dad. So if you have that kind of mindset towards your in-law, you won't feel this. Most of the things we get angry about is because we make it, we are taking them for who they are, not whom they should be to us. Our in-laws should be our parent as well. So that is about
Wow.
that, not checking.
Wow.
It should always be the partner that is for if your partner is not the type, even though they did not send you, give us, you are the one that knows who you marry. As long as you know your partner has got a caring and loving heart and is not doing anything out of deliberate to undermine I will not lie on the air. I don't At times I don't call them for 1 month. And they know me, and it's not because they are mine, it's what is I was brought up with. And
Mm.
that does not mean I don't love my people or I don't love my in-laws. Just like I'm not the everyday they talk.
Mm. Wow. Interesting. Thank you so much, Mr. Olawale, for these practical illustrations and contributions. So now we've been able to answer the question of how often should you put a call through to your in-laws. So, depending on your relationship with them, depending on your background, then and depending on you performing your responsibility, they would already know who you are. Be who you are. And in any aspect, in any area where you can adjust, go ahead, adjust, and live peaceably with them. And considering the aspect of making certain boundaries, then do it as much as you can, as much as you can. And one, I think I want to also add at this junction, one of the ways by which you can set boundaries is possibly if you've been visiting them, maybe uh once every week, you can reduce it. Maybe instead of going every week, you can reduce it to maybe like twice in a month rather than going visiting them 4 times in a month. So like Mr. Olawale shared at the beginning of this conversation, that it is also your mindset. If you see them as your family members, if you see them as your parents, then it makes the relationship smoother rather than seeing them as my father-in-law, my mother-in-law. No, 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 no. It makes it more difficult for you to handle. But the moment you see them as your mom, your dad, your parents, then it makes it easier. Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Olawale, for joining us on the platform today. We really, really appreciate it. And to bring this conversation to a close, let's just have like a recap for all our viewers out there and something to just like a takeaway for this weekend's episode. Are you there?
Okay, yeah. Thank you
Yeah,
very
so
much. It's coming to share my little on your program. Yeah, like I said, people should continue to be themselves. Don't try to fake it. Don't try to fake who you are not. If but above all, you must be loving, caring, respectful. See your in-laws as your family members. Um, Show them some level of understanding. Don't put pressure on them by placing high expectation from them, and be open to them. Always be ready to learn, seek advice when necessary. Don't bring your little disagreement. Don't disturb them with your little disagreement. I call it little because a lot of people's, even if their wife said, I'm not cooking today. They already picked their phone. Your daughter is not said is not cooking for me today. If their wife said they are tired for the inner room service, they will call. Your daughter is denying me of this, and that also extends to their own family. They all the things that at least I know of a family that it's just so funny. There are some things that you hear that will just be laughing that if the husband and the wife they're having disagreement, and out of the moment of anger, the wife said, your mother did not train you very well. That is why you are this kind of man you are in your family. The husband will pick up his phone and call the mom. That mom, do you hear what so just said now? He said, I'm telling you for a fact, real
Wow.
practical this thing. She said, you are not a good mother, that you didn't train me very well. And the mother too will send back a reply, and they will deliver the reply to the this thing. So if the wife abused the wife siblings, she will deliver the abuse to the family, that my husband said that is why you are going through this thing, if you have known what is this thing. And the same thing and the same. So I believe we should be responsible enough to have a shade for the people we love. Your wife will offend you, third party should hear about it. Your siblings will offend you, don't tell your wife. Whatever, uh, if anybody reports your wife to you, don't deliver it verbatim. Digest it in your own way and give it a pivoting. Let her hear the sweet part of the story, and don't be too big to accept responsibility for any misgivings or any bad attitude. So there's a way. The manner of presentation really matters when we are trying to defend our partners to our family, because there is no way we are going to talk about these boundaries if it doesn't take the two to tango. One will always be at the receiving end. Regardless of how principled you are as a man, how uh, good you are as a man, if your wife is sending you out, they always see that your weaknesses, and they always create a kind of bad energy or fake energy lifestyle to them, that he doesn't know we don't he doesn't know we know the kind of person he is. He will see us and be laughing, probably based on what the wife have told our family. The same thing with the husband. The wife might be so loving, but because whenever your family has a misconception about your wife, you are not there to defend her. You just accept everything they say. They talk down on your wife. You can't just put up any show of this thing. 'Cause I used to tell people, if you see any 80 to 90% of the women being maltreated by their in-laws, I will always put the blame on their husband. The same thing with the wife. 80 to 90% of the wife's family that I see disrespecting their daughter's husband, I'll put this blame on the wife, because the Yoruba people will say, "Bonigba ba ṣe gbégbá ẹ̀ náà ṣe máa ń gbé." Is the way you use your stuff that other people you will use it for you. So let us understand that uh, our in-laws are our families. We should always protect our partners from them, and we should be responsible, because if you say people are your family, uh, you will not only love them, you will act it. You
Wow.
will act loving them. So when you act it that people genuinely know you are lovely. You understand? I was checking. I saw a status yesterday that the best evidence to show love these days is to give people money, which indirectly might be correct, because if I you know what people are, surprise them with gifts, surprise them with money. Don't be stingy as a man. So I think it goes a long way. If you are the calling type, call them every day. If you are not the calling type like me, try to change for better, because um I will always say that is the motivational speakers will say you can always change, but there's some attitude that is so hard to change. So that is just the kind of one I mentioned. It is in SWOT analysis is a weakness, but it's very difficult to convert it to strength because uh, I'm not really the talking type. I might be very fierce on with my friends. I might be very tough, but the people I have utmost respect for, I always feel shine a little bit around them, and I don't really talk much because most people, it's only people that knows me that much that knows I talk. A lot of people say, "Oh, that man is too gentle. He's always shine and like so." Most many
Wow.
people doesn't know I talk. So that's just it. So the summary is just that: see your in-laws as a family, respect them, be there for them, be kind to them, love them, and just be the best of whatever you could be to yourself, to them.
Hmm. Wow, interesting. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawali, for this privilege to have you. And on this note, guys, we'll be drawing the curtain for this week's episode of Jinsei Matters with Roy. Till we come your way again, it's still Jinsei Matters with Roy. And you know, guys, I want you, if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you will really really not be selfish, then go ahead and share this video out with your friends, your married friends, and even the ones that are preparing to get married. I tell you, they will really really appreciate your efforts in sharing this video with them, whether on your WhatsApp status or on Facebook, anywhere. Just share the video with them. Let them get to learn, relearn, and unlearn, so that it can actually improve their marital journey. And another thing I want to tell you guys is, for our next episode, watch out for the next couple we'll be bringing along your way on this same matter of in laws. Until then, guys, stay blessed and enjoy the rest of September. Bye, guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Olawale.
Thank you very much.
Bye.